Hey guys, kinggath here with episode 16 of my Children of Adam Fallout 4 Some Settlements Forever Let's Play. And we are back at Red Rocket. Off camera, I did some more scouting. I added some more power and beds, fixed up all the power situation, and fixed a few of my plot building plans. And I've got, I think I got my first target in mind. So before I do that, though, I want to do some maintenance tasks for some things to make organizing my army a little easier. That might help you guys out. So first thing I'm going to do is going to go into my settings and change a setting in Conqueror. Something that I found out is working not quite how I intended, so it's on my list for a tweak. Not the armory, it is under auto change roles. So right now, at the current patch 4.2.6, and it's been like this for a while, basically the roles would auto change whenever the plot gets refreshed or the building plan changes, which is not the intention. It should only happen on initial assignment. So I've got that on my list to fix, but until I get that fixed, I'm turning this auto change roles off, because what I like to do is for my plots that I don't particularly care about, like the ones that are not my necessity things like the armory and such, I'd rather just have some of my workers switched over to warrior now, because I have already done my recruitment. So you guys can see I've got up to 15. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't care about any of these plots here right now. Now we're going to expand our territory, and I can start worrying about more permanent plot states now in those other settlements. This is just kind of, I've just forced plot choices just to make sure I could build up my army at a reasonable amount. So we need to get a new vassal, which I'm not going to do first because I know which vassal I want, Abernathy over there, and it's going to be pretty brutal. We're going to need to get some of our troops to level up a little bit first, and we need to give them some more time. But I do want to have another spot to start building out and start expanding our recruitment. And I think the best spot I found is Taffington Boathouse. Not necessarily anything to do with that location. It just happens to be one that isn't a super hardcore leveled city plan. So it looks like there's not a ton of guys there. I think I can take it. I don't think I'm going to get wrecked, even with a small little squad. And we're going to try and do it in the minimal troops here. So I'm going to try and just take our 7 warriors and see how that plays out for us. So the other thing I wanted to do maintenance-wise was get my squad command tool here. So we're going to head over to our war planner's desk to craft.
To assign someone to
and looks like we need some crystal. And just everybody close your eyes while I acquire some crystal. All right, so we're going to grab one of each of these. One will let us quickly get our squad command menu up for controlling our little squad, and the other one is going to let us issue commands as a group. And the other thing I'm going to do is go back into my options here and change one other thing, which is under the personal guards. I want to make sure that companions listen to squad commands. So now basically if I want to stop everybody from following me, I can do so, because occasionally, and I don't know if it'll work with old Hal here, but it should presumably work with Dogmeat and with McCready. So now let's hotkey these bad boys. Because now I don't think we'll care about it necessarily during the assaults. It's going to be when I'm out scouting. That was where I wanted them to stop diving in there and deciding who they want to attack. So let's see here. We'll go ahead and put which one here. We want squad command menu, easily accessed. Squad command mode can go 2 over. That feels right. So now we can quickly pop this open and get a hold position or rally on me, or in the case of needing to teleport stuck people, we can instant rally them. Now the instant rally will not, I don't think I have that set up to teleport companions and such, but I might. And if not, it's probably something I could add easily. But I definitely will at least grab our one Children of Adam person that we're running around with for now. So let's go ahead and queue up this redemption, as they call it. And actually, before I do that, let's see what kind of notes we have, because I'm pretty sure that Tenuvia and Murmuracne have created some side quests for some of the Children of Adam stuff. Let's see what we get here. Revolutionize our robot army. Okay, I'll take that. Now I know that is actually from, I want to say, Industrial City from Metigio, his add-on pack. I think he injects some that are just available to anybody. So I don't know if we'll do it or not, but I know I did scout out General Atomics because I know it's a settlement in my current build. So, you know, maybe we'll take that at some point, because I don't think any faction claimed it. I think that's actually an empty one. So that might be a freebie grab for us, where we just go in there and kill a few robots and we get to take that place. So that might be, if this doesn't work out at Taffington, I think General Atomics is going to be our next target, just because I know we can take them. And so let's go ahead and save here, just in case. I think I had a save going. Yeah, here we go. Actually, let's pre-assault. And don't look at my previous console commands. None of your business. All right, coordinate redemptions. Bring this up. Start new assault. Establish outpost. And we'll go down to Taffington Boathouse. Attack settlement, yes. And then we're taking our full squad of 7 soldiers we've got, and that should be 7 plus our one that we've got in our little personal guard squad. So effectively, we're going in with 8. Plus we got McCready, Dogmeat, and Hal. So that's a pretty good little squad we got going. So let's wait for the quest to start up to make sure there's no issues. There we go. They all teleported away. Okay, let's get this thing queued up here. Okay, good. It marked itself. That actually is probably only happening for me. It won't happen for you guys because I have a alpha build of Workshop Framework on my system, which we will release soon enough. There's some pretty big features coming in it, and I need to make sure that they are properly tested before we get that out. And that's what I'm doing right now. You guys are watching me test an alpha build of Workshop Framework, which nothing of particular note to players. Mostly gonna be exciting to mod authors, but I did find this little watchtower earlier, so we can use that as our little rally point. So I will meet you guys over there for some raider butt kicking. I love when this happens. Just I got fast traveling over, and I was waiting for it to fast travel. I had tabbed out, and I was looking at the browser. When I came back in, I was stuck in third person and noticed that after fast traveling, my little Doom squad is all just hanging out here with my camera rotating around them. Now I'm doing it manually with TFC, but feels good. I can't wait till we got our fully loaded squad of children's soldiers to go with us, which I think I mentioned it before. I'm going to have a ton eventually. All right, my squad's off to the right a little bit, but I'm going to try and get a few cheap kills in here first. Come on, Fog. I just had a headshot lined up before I hit record, too. Come on, Raiders. This feels appropriate for my first assault with children, is go after some Raider scum after season 1. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Hey, buddy. Oh, that was terrible. Come on. There we go. I mean, I thought I could, but it looks like you guys can too. Whoa, gotcha. All right, let's go with some grenades. These are for you guys. Enjoy. Well, you guys are blocked in with your own wall. Oh, whoa, buddy. You're going in with a big stick, huh? This guy's he's just chilling. Why can't I hit him? What's going on there? He's all buggy. Oh God, forgot about turrets. Oh Jesus, what was that? No. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, reloads. Come on. Woo. Nobody's in here. I see plenty of guys on my map markers. Where are you? There you are. Stuck in the corner. Got the aim of a stormtrooper there, buddy. I have no idea what I'm shooting at here. Ah, here we go. There it is. Oh my god, with the reloads. Well, we got that on the back of my squad because I didn't do anything. I got a couple of headshots and then I just absorbed, just bullet sponged a bunch of turret fire. My god, so many. Alright, who survived? I think you're one of my squad members. Let's get a little closer here. Wait. What's going on here? It should switch over to the manage thing. Come on. What about you? Can I see your... Something's not working right here. I should be able to see all of your warrior, etc. status, but okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay, we're converting over, so we should see the new faster conversion code at work here. Shouldn't take 20 minutes for these guys to all stand up. I love that this city plan got chosen to have raiders run. This is like, looks like a raider biker gang den. So perfect. All right, we'll see how long it takes these guys to stand up. Now, we are going to get just a huge squad of people here because there's all these civilians that we're going to suddenly be having to feed, which is going to put some pressure on us here. But that is part of what I think a lot of people wanted to see in action with the Liberators of, oh, a captured raider. That's not from, I think that's got to be from a plot. That's not from Conqueror directly. I think that's from one of the interior martial plots. What about you? What are you? Okay, you're one of our guys. Oh, yeah, one of the struggles here that I know a lot of people deal with the Liberators is how do you feed all of these guys, and that's what we're gonna start to show off as soon as this thing finishes conversion over. Now it did convert over for the most part. That's why the once the HUD comes up there, that's a good sign that things converted over. But the final sign that everything is working as expected is that all the captives and if you're doing a vassal run, it'll be all of the NPCs who are living there. Those will all stand up, and you'll know then the full conversion has happened. I also think that the fact that I can't interact with any of these folks, or I can't get the menu that shows me whether they're a warrior or not, is also a strong indicator that there's still a lot of code running in the background right now. To give props out, what was that? What was that? Whoa, why are you turning on me? Get out of here. Well, we're not going to fight you. I have a solution for that when that happens. We just run away. Do not engage. One of the things that's funny about Fallout 4's faction system is it's set up to everybody forgives crimes, so whenever the factions go all wonky like that, in 24 hours. Now we don't actually have to sit around and wait. Once the conversion process gave control over to it, we can actually just leave. So I don't have to sit there and wait to get to be forced to kill my own soldier, which I don't want to do. And this is one of our usual episode little bugs that gets added to my list of things to investigate. But the nice thing is now I have a save file that I can just poke my head in and see what the heck's going on under the hood. Makes it a lot easier to find these bugs and squash them. Now let's make sure that the rest of my people are not fighting each other, because that would be no good. Okay, is everything all chill? Everybody all chill now? No, you're still angry, but you don't see me, so that's fine. Okay, the HUD's catching up fast.
We have drunk from his
whoa, whoa, whoa. Who's shooting who?
Adam has granted us victory and heresy.
Who's fighting?
We are pleased, Adam. We are chosen.
She's just mad at me. Doesn't mind anybody else. Everybody else is cool. Oh, all right. Here's the civilians are starting to stand up, so conversion is completing.
Adam,
no idea what's going on with this person.
I give unto you this frail body.
I have a solution for this though. We're gonna use a little console command sheet just so that we don't end up with accidental death. Let's see. We're gonna select our neophyte here, and we're gonna move you to, if I can remember I think it's 54 BA is Red Rocket.
You cannot.
Let's hope for the best there. Oh! Did I grab the wrong person? Ooh, greedy. No, let's not. Yeah, it's that there person. Come on, come here. But when I do these little teleports like this, they'll just come running back here eventually. But by the time they make it, they will. There we go. They will. Their AI will have reset. They'll have forgotten about whoever the heck they were mad at. What are you doing? Are you angry at me too? I'm sure this is a bug that some people are very happy to hear about. Oh no, that's my little follower.
Fire of his brilliance burn.
Who's fighting? Who's fighting who over here? Is it anyone who's mad at me? Nope, you're fighting super mutants. Good job. Okay. Everybody calm now? Are we all chill? Can we, any more of my troops want to go berserk on me? And let's see if we can, do we get the menu? Yes, okay, our warrior menus are back. Hey, cool. I was wanted to check is what our progress was on everybody's leveling up. You're a civilian, you don't have any progress. More civilians. How about you? What do you got for me? 7%. I'm really interested in my the one person that's been in my squad, where they're at, but I guess I could just use my instant rally. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go ahead and squad command, instant rally. We're out of combat, so it should
follow me.
A little delayed there, but that's okay. Okay, once again, there it goes. Got to get closer to get past the command. 28%, cool. I'm glad you're surviving, because I would like to have somebody start ranking up through this. Okay, so looking at our ration situation, obviously terrible because we've got a bunch of workers here. So the easiest way for us to fix that here is just going to be to start converting some of these spaces here over to agricultural, and make sure that any of our warriors that moved in here are, if they're assigned to anything, we make them workers as well. So one of the things you can do in any of these spaces easily that you're taking over is just modify the plot types. So I'm going to just kind of get a lay of the land and see, you know, what kind of plots we have. Looks like we have a heavy amount of industrial here, which is probably why we're plus on equipment. We're going to solve our rations needs for now until or start solving them, right? We're not going to actually solve them until we start getting into vassals, but I don't need this much industrial, so we'll go ahead and convert some of these over to agricultural. I'm just trying to pick the ones that I actually want to convert. So get a lay of the land here. What else do we got in here? Is this all just, this is just our crafting benches? Okay. Oh, we got a little floating floating C-pad there. Okay, that's fine by me. Oh, and I gotta check out whose city plan this is, so give them some props. I feel like I know this one. I think this is one that that won the contest for this place because of that sweet bridge over there. Let's see here. As soon as I find the city planner's desk, I'll be able to show you guys that. Let's head upstairs, see what's going on up here. Man, my frame rate is chugging. Let's see. Just a bed. Lots of beds. This is where you guys all live, apparently. And that's okay. Okay. You guys all live in here. Is there another? No, there's another floor here. They just fixed the roof. I'm thinking of our the ROTC design. I think we put another level up there. Okay, so then we've got all these bridge plots over here. Another residence. Oop. Oh my god, why can't I walk up this? What's going on? Here we go. My frame rate's just so bad. I'm like hitting buttons too soon. Civilian, okay. So this is, yeah, this is a house. Oh, that's a cool bed. I dig that. And what do we got here? Is this an agricultural plot? Yes, it is. It's already an agricultural. Okay, so I think I will convert this commercial that I saw over here. Make this an agricultural as well. So for that, you can just go to the ACM sensor, or with the interior plots, you can actually just activate them anywhere. Go to customize plot, and then just change the plot type. And we can just change that over to agricultural. And I'll just wander around and do that a couple more times. Mostly concerned now with just getting some of our numbers a little more balanced so that we're not having to worry about it so much when we want to get more troops over, because I can switch my guys back to workers. If I head back to my main base there, I can switch around a bunch of those and get it sorted. But I like to keep, when I'm in a deficit, I tend to keep them in a small balance based around the outposts that I'm hanging around a lot, so that I can quickly switch people over to worker to get it fixed, as opposed to if there's just massive deficits in a particular category, then it makes it a little harder for me to do that, to kind of flip the switch and do quick recruitment as I need to. Oh, I just like to switch right back to from industrial to industrial. Let's try that again. Change plot type, agricultural. Okay, and that'll take a few minutes before all those swap, but I don't have to sit around and wait for that. That's just going to happen in the background. So we switched 2 over. Thinking I'll do 1 more. We'll switch you as well. Actually, kind of like this one in this little garage he's got going on here. Oh, and here's our city planner stuff. So let's, while we're thinking of that, city plan, manage. Nope, I've got it. So let's see. View city details. Who is this by? There we go. This is the Taffington Boathouse by XMoradar. Yeah, this was definitely the winner entry. As you can see there from that little ribbon that we put on the sign, that's a little extra feature we did to make sure when you're looking at these you could see that and give that designer some props for their work. So this is the one I want to change. We're going to customize plot here, change plot type, and we'll make this an agricultural as well. So those will start shifting. It can take a few minutes, but it should not matter. We shouldn't have to stick around here. So we can head back home and see what our, check out our stats, what our warrior numbers are and what. Oh, I figured out why people were aggroing us. Looks like I may have accidentally murdered a civilian with all of my Molotov spam. Yeah, that makes sense of that. All right, let's check out what Rabo's got for us. So first up that caught my eye on his list is Tuesday's Fallout 76 Watchtowers Redux. And the reason this caught my eye is because I've been using Minutemen Watchtowers for 2 playthroughs now. Absolutely love it. I love finding these big tall towers I can climb up, get a cool view of the world, and also pick up some loot. I don't know if 76 Watchtowers has loot in it, but these towers are really cool looking. And again, even if all you do is go up there and get a nice view, I think that's worth it. So check out this mod. In addition to Tuesday adding these watchtowers in the game world, he also makes them buildable in workshop mode. So more workshop items for you guys as well. All right, next up is one that I think a lot of, there's probably multiple versions of this out there. Other mods have done this same thing, but it's one that came up recently, and I know there are plenty of you guys who have been asking me for things like this throughout my time as representative of settlements, as it were. And that is Sandbox Radius Overhaul 2X by Hamper. And this mod is real simple. It just edits a bunch of AI packages to double the sandbox radius. So if you've been looking for NPCs, settlers, etc. to go further than they have previously, then check out this mod, and this will do this. Now just be wary, it does edit a lot of vanilla packages. So if you get some weird behavior or something, it might be due to this. But I would say sandbox packages are probably one of the safest things you could edit, because all you're doing is just changing how far they're willing to look around to find furniture they can interact with. So it's a pretty small and safe edit to make. All right, now this next one wasn't on Rabo's list, but either it didn't make his list because of timing, or it didn't make his list because he didn't think I would feature it. But I'm going to feature it because I am so blown away and inspired by what this mod was able to do with the HUD. I don't necessarily care about what the mod does, but that is Quick Modification Weapon by TuneX. And this mod it's real simple. It just lets you modify your weapons anywhere, but the real cool thing about this is how the UI works. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I don't think it fits in Fallout 4 necessarily, but that doesn't matter because I'm just inspired by this, and it makes me want to learn how to do more UI stuff, because if I can do stuff, not necessarily with this color scheme and like craziness he's got going on here, but if I could do anything even close to this as far as functionality, it could really be a game changer in what we can do in modding for Fallout 4. So this is a mod that I just had to feature because this guy has been doing a lot of crazy stuff with the UI. It's got me inspired, and I want to give him more props. So check out Quick Modification Weapon by TuneX. Oh, here we go. We just unlocked something from Adam's Glory by taking up our second one. So we've got a metal paint job. So apparently it's in the armory, and there's a magazine we can pick up. And I don't think that they did their own armory designs. I think they just did skins for this, but maybe I'm wrong on that. We might need to check and see if there's a different building plan, which I'll go ahead and do. Hey, open this up. Uh-oh, and we're under assault. Okay, so unfortunately, most of my warriors are in
The faithless must be punished.
Taffington because they naturally move over there, and I planned on moving them back here, but
To his enemies.
all right, well let's defend. Where are you guys coming from? It's usually down the street or back over here. There they are. Oh, we're getting hit by the Libertalians. Oh, this is awesome. I love having all these faction packs installed for this. Exactly. Gotcha.
What? Yes!
Oh, I hope that was one of you guys, not mine. Ah, with the reloads. I need a bigger clip in this stupid thing.
Just the wind. Nothing to warrant Adam's fury.
We have drunk from his waters, and Adam has granted us victory.
Fantastic. Okay, well that felt pretty good. I'm liking the children. They've these feel more powerful than my weak ass raiders from the Conqueror main storyline. So they're showing us up here. Everybody seems to be able to hold their own, and the children of Adam. All right. So what I meant to do when I got here, before we got rudely interrupted by those idiot raiders, was check on our numbers. So I'm gonna head to our manage empire here, and we're gonna do view settlement reports, and I want to see how many people moved into Taffington. So let's see here. So we've got 100% control, 83% morale. We're generating reasonable amount of each. Let's see, 14 warriors. So that's clearly wrong. We definitely didn't have 14 warriors there. So I don't know if it's counting, if it's double counting, if it's counting civilians, if maybe the math is still running in the background of the code. I'll check that in my save file, but I'm going to double check that in a little bit and see what's going on there. Because clearly I didn't have 14 warriors. I rolled in with 7, and it's not like we convert the local civilians into warriors, so something's wrong there. But in fact, there wasn't even... I think there were 19 people living there when I left, so that would be six warriors would make more sense there. So this report clearly inaccurate due to the conversion's probably just still doing stuff in the background. So that's one of the things that the way we sped up the code in the 4.26 patch was basically just split the operations so that some of it can happen when you leave, as opposed to you having to sit there and wait for all of it to run. But let's do a local. Let's look at the report for here and see if this is accurate. So yeah, this is accurate. 1 warrior here, 7 workers. I don't know who's the 1 civilian. I wonder if that's counting the 1 dog I have. I found one of the dogs from the Creation Club content and sent them here. I wonder if they're counting as a civilian. That'd be kind of funny. They would not shock me if that's if I have it set up to default that just a random NPCs that doesn't know anything about it, just assumes that it doesn't check their race or anything. It just calls them a civilian. Okay, so the next step is I want to send my warrior squad home. So a couple of reasons for that. One is that obviously all of my warriors that were working my plots like these, you can see that the martial flag is down, which means those are no longer manned anymore. Not good. I am going to leave a couple of people there because I want to make sure that I maintain control of that place. And I don't want to lose. I don't want to have that place get taken, but I need to have these plots manned at least. So we need to get a few more people going, and then we're gonna figure out. Then we got to figure out how we're gonna take on Abernathy. Abernathy is a bit of a fortress. It's pretty heavily defended. A lot of people there, and it's real thick with turrets. So I don't think I'm gonna have quite as easy a time taking that as I did with Taffington Boathouse. But, oh, what do we got going on here?
Adam!
Oh, Jesus.
You see, none can withstand the faithful.
Wow, you survived that no problem, and you were covered in blood. That's pretty impressive. Just went toe to toe with the Deathclaw. Okay. All right, so I guess I'll go do all this management nonsense off camera, and then we might save the Abernathy assault for next time. And I think I'll probably head over to Sunshine next, and I'll meet you guys over there because we definitely don't want to abandon that build. But hopefully this shows you guys some tools at your disposal, and We talked a little bit about how we can manage our resources with liberators, with all those civilians coming on board. Obviously, until we start getting vassals, which is where the real resource production kicks into play, we're not going to make it. The other thing I will say before I end this part of this episode is that another thing you can do that benefits your resource generation a lot is to actually fix all of the resources in the settlement from the normal sim settlements rules. So all those meters on the left, which I'm ignoring, they're actually, I think there's my UI is kind of stuck. I don't know if I've got script backup or something. But whatever the case, if you fix all of those so that plots can start upgrading, well, as plots upgrade, they generate more resources. And so that is can be a huge boon, and it's definitely something I am going to handle, but off camera. I think you guys get to see me do the original sim settlements rules all the time when we're doing our builds. So we'll talk about that stuff there, and here I will try and do that stuff off camera and focus on just the actual Conqueror specific mechanics in this part. So with all that said, let's head over to Sunshine. Decided I couldn't not check. There is indeed an armory in Adamsware, which is awesome. And let's see. I think here's our little bingo. There we go. New custom paint job for metal armor. Oh, that art is awesome. Radiating your armor, fantastic. I'm gonna have to check that out for sure. I'm guessing it's that, which is great. And like, I think, what do I have on? I don't have anything because I lost all of my armor in the save file wipeout. So I guess I got a new target now. Gotta find myself some metal armor and paint it up. Endorsement time, and it turns out I actually have one to endorse this week, and it's been a while since I've actually had to click a thumbs up on anything, and that was the Libertalia faction pack. I don't even know how I didn't end up endorsing this. Usually I'm slamming endorse on those faction packs because there's not really much you can do to break them as long as you fill in those fields. So Libertalia got an attack by them, so we can go ahead and give that one the thumbs up now that we've seen it. And yeah, guys, just come into your Vortex, go to the mod screen, pull endorse down on the down to undecided, and just run down and hit the check on the thumbs up, the check mark, the thumbs up on any of those that you like. If you really like a mod, right click it, go to open on Nexus, and leave a comment. Let the mod author know. I'm gonna continue to do these every week into eternity because the endorsements are the literal best thing you can do as a player. And, well, I guess the comments would be the positive comments would be the best thing you can do as a player. But endorsements are something so easy, and especially when a mod's brand new, this is their only opportunity to get into hot files. And many people will tell you in the mod author community, and it's kind of true, if a mod doesn't make hot files, it kind of dies with a tiny audience, and that's just sad. So let's boost more people to hot files. Get them their endorsements. Oh man, it feels good to be back here. It's like an old friend. It's been so long. After the save file calamity, and then the spending so much time working on our Children of Adam settlements, feels like I haven't been here in a while. Well, it turns out my my experiment failed of getting you guys to give me your opinions on what I should do here and send me ideas. I had a few come in, but not nearly as many as I need to continue that idea of building together with you guys. So that's all right. I'll still try it again once we have a new settlement, when we have something fresh to work with. But for now, I want to focus on moving this thing toward completion. So I took some off-camera time to get some stuff taken care of. So first up, I got rid of that oil well. A few of you guys commented that didn't really fit here, and I agree. And it also, I had too many plots anyway. I needed to cut down some. So I finally got somebody to come work in here. It randomly selected a water plot, which is perfect because that's where all our water is. And then there was a generator up on the hill. I put a smaller one in here. So the next step, I think, is going to be to force level up all of these plots so we can figure out what our needs are. And that takes a while. The leveling is a little bit slow. But I will show you guys what I'm going to end up doing, and I'm going to do a lot of this off camera, and then we'll figure out if I need to adjust a few things. But basically, you can run this command CF unlock level on any plot. It doesn't work on the advanced industrial because that will just, well, it kind of works, but it'll upgrade them in random paths down the tech tree, so not ideal. But that is a way you can trigger a level to start on your plots if you're playing on PC and you're just building a settlement. It's obviously, it takes away a lot of the fun of it if you start doing that in any of your games where you're actually trying to play with some sort of difficulty or getting a reward for your time served and effort put in. But if you're just doing like I'm doing, you're just designing for the sake of releasing this, and you want to make sure that it's all balanced, and that's a great way to do so. So actually that didn't take nearly as long as I expected. A lot of times when I run that command, it takes a little while to go through, but that is fast enough where I wouldn't be opposed to just sitting here and doing this. If I can actually click on these plots. There it is. All right, so let's see if I'm like level U. And you. Can we get this guy over here? Oh, let's try to swing around over this way. Is it this? No, that's a fence. I actually built a little pen around our Brahmin friend over there. And here we go. And this should, so leveling all these up will show us what our water requirements are going to be, because those are going to impact water. Same with our residential. We're also going to need to hit all of those to get that. But I'm also really interested in what our defense needs are, because I think I have, okay, good, that's at level 3 now. I think I have enough martial plots to handle it, and that'll be good, because I don't want to have to ditch any of my other types. So I have a couple of commercial. I've got this little shop over here. I've got 2 more up in this building. So I've got 3 commercial. I think I've only got a couple of industrial. I've got 1 in that building there, and 1 in here.
Got a dangerous look about
so,
you.
a pretty small mix, but I was working with just 15 settlers. It keeps tight. And now this is the 2nd settlement in a row this save. I'm seeing that the HUD is just refusing to update the defense and happiness, and that's a red flag to me that there's something wrong in the code. So 1 more bug for the list to go investigate, so I can get that worked out. It's probably one of those things where I thought I was fixing one problem and broke something else in the process. Any of you guys who've ever heard the 99 bugs in the code? Take one down. 102 bugs in the code, something like that. I don't remember the exact phrasing of that meme, but love it. So true. Oh, we actually have this bar over here too, so we have 4 commercials. So actually, I have more commercial than I anticipated to have in this build. I thought I was going to go like almost none, but I keep finding uses for it just because it has a nice feel, especially in this one with the ones that I put up here. It has a nice kind of office feel, because I was kind of going. I didn't want to just have like a typical player home where you just jam in all the workbenches and nothing else. So I put in a handful of commercial plots up here. I felt like they feel like just like they make sense as an interior space. They're not a lot of not growing crops. They're not focused on defense. I guess I could get away with a marshal in here if we need it, and that would feel okay because we have our warplanner's desk. I still haven't found a design I love for this side of it. I've been looking at different general stores. I might end up just putting in the Caps General from ROTC and call it a day. But yeah, so it's got a good mix. We get a little taste of everything in this. We only have, I think we just have one recreational design. I opted for, I used one of our Conqueror designs as opposed to one of the other ones because none of them were really doing it for me. A lot of them had a lot of technical stuff going on them, like there was shooting ranges and such, but I felt like this fits with the design we're going for. We got kind of a little farming community. They're they generally hunker down in their little fortress over there, and when they're feeling like everything's okay and safe, they'll come out here and have this reminds me of like pavilions growing up at the park where you have like a family reunion out at the park and everybody pile up under here. So this place, I think, gets 2 or 3 picnic tables by the time it's at level 3, so that seems appropriate. So obviously we still have a lot of building I keep talking about needing to do, like cleaning that up because it looks miserable right now with all those floating things. We're definitely going to get that cleaned up before I release it. This is its final version. But let's pop in here, and I'm going to, the HUD, sometimes HUD not updating correctly is going to drive me nuts. But yeah, see the food requirement there, clearly our defense needs to go way up to handle that much. But the other thing is when you're trying to balance out some settlement stuff, is if you're going to cheat the plots up, make sure you do it to all of them, because the way the dynamic needs system is based on is that as plots upgrade, they apply different modifiers, and a lot of them, like residential, will actually apply a negative modifier to the food to simulate people are demanding more food as they get as the place gets a little wealthier, that they're going to start wanting to eat a little better, and so that'll actually reduce the food, which will reduce your defense requirements as well. So we're going to run around here and hit it with this like crazy and get a sense for. So a lot of these, I think a lot of our buildings are level 2, but it depends on when I built them during this save. Our marshal we're going to start upgrading because that'll give us a sense of how much extra defense we have, because we should have quite a bit of defense. I have a lot of martial plots, and for this small build with just 15 people, like I actually think, so we have that one up there, this one down here, this one over here. I think it might turn out after we get everything max level, we might only need these smaller ones. We might be able to ditch the 2x2 I have back over there, which I don't like the design I have chosen right now. That looks like one that's designed to be kind of the main gate into your settlement, so it doesn't really fit over there. And I see also I left a foundation sitting over here. I think I had a advanced industrial plot there. I was thinking this place would be a good place to do the tool and die and get to the tier 4 farms, but I've opted against that instead. We're gonna get rid of that idea. So let's see what let's check what level some of these guys are. Good plaque. You are level 1. You need a level. You need an upgrade, friend. And this is another thing we gotta check. I gotta check on all these upgrades and see, especially in which one was it? This guy over here, making sure that this thing doesn't suddenly get another floor at level 3. Let's see. Did you make it to level 2 or are you already at level 3? Okay, we'll give this one another go. So fortunately, these upgrades are going nice and fast, which is awesome. But yeah, you can see the defense meter, happiness meter, not budging at all. So clearly something's busted there.
Shut your campo!
Oh, chill out, buddy.
Narrated by that city.
Okay, here we go. So you can see the food went down from 44 to 41. So as these are upgrading, they're starting to apply negatives to that, which is going to make it a little easier on our defense. And then our defense is going to be going up as we upgrade those, and it should hopefully meet somewhere in the middle. I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering the big fancy spreadsheet I made once upon a time, when balancing out all of the numbers, it should work out with 15 people. We should need 4 martial plots should cover all the defense needs for everybody using a plot. But because we're using some vanilla beds, because we have a couple of vanilla beds that actually those do not apply those negatives, it might change the numbers a little bit. So we might need a little more, a little less on the defense. So we will we'll see here, but let's go ahead and give a few more of these a second hit. If I can get this, I gotta get a better angle on this guy. There we go. Get you guys upgraded. I also don't want to over upgrade because I don't remember if the code handles that. If it's like if the cheat code actually detects that and stops you from doing it, or if it just causes the plot to go into a broken state. So I'm going to just carefully hit these one at a time. There we go. What about you, buddy? Oh, you're still level 1. I'm slacking over here. And not only do the residential have impact on things, but so can the commercial, though it depends on the type. It looks like this thing did not clip through. I made it to level 3, so I will probably inevitably go through and hit all of them before I make it, but I think this is enough on camera for you guys to see. Just wanted to show you that the dynamic needs impacts, the numbers can flex pretty wildly as you start having things upgrade. So it's important that when you're balancing, especially if you're planning on trying to get a balanced settlement for release, that you're going to want to make sure you get everything leveled up. So that is you now have the command to do that, so you can make sure everything is at max before you make the determination that it's all indeed balanced and that you've got the correct plot counts. I personally, I don't like doing this when I'm playing for real, so you guys aren't going to see me do it. Well, I mean, you didn't see me do it with my sanctuary design, and it might turn out I might end up doing it during the Children of Adam settlements because the focus isn't on the settlement gameplay. It's the same reason that I'm not worried about resources. I'm trying to just pick some aspect and focus on it one at a time, as opposed to getting caught in the weeds about, you know, like, oh, I'm out of crystal or I'm out of circuit boards or whatever. I'd rather focus on the mechanics of some settlements, or in the case of the Children of Adam base, focus on the mechanics of managing an army as opposed to worrying about resources and plot levels and such. So we'll see. But yeah, that is what I would recommend you guys do if you're planning on designing settlements for release, is using that little cheat code, make sure everything's up max. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I know I gotta fix this guy before we can call this guy done. What else do we need to do? I need to figure out if we need this plot, and if so, have to pick a much better design than that one. I know I've talked about I want to do some like light decorating in here, get this place feel like a little maintenance shed, make it feel like there's tools and such over there for somebody to work on, because we've kind of got this, you know, our maintenance person is kind of working at this plot all the time. They're just going to hang out in there and take care of all the power and water needs for the place. In fact, I probably, actually, I guess I don't need more. I don't know where all this power is coming from. I don't know if maybe, do we have a power plot? Maybe this guy ended up generating power. Let's see No, that's not generating power. So I don't know how I have so much power. Maybe I planted more generators than I recall. Because I can see I have those guys over there, but I don't remember where else I'm getting power from. But clearly I have plenty right now. Nothing's showing as unpowered. I don't see red on there. Yeah, that's not a lot of generators, just this large one and a medium one in here. So I have power coming from somewhere. That's another thing that will get hit real hard as we start upgrading all these plots is our power usage. Because generally every level the plot goes up, it increases its power requirement by 1. So that's probably going to be something that we got to worry about. My bed count has gone awry, which is not a great sign. If that happens to you when you start upgrading your plots and the bed counts get lost, the first thing to check would be go refresh the plot and see if maybe the bed failed to be created. But a lot of them, it could be that the designer failed to include a bed. I shouldn't say a lot. There are some where I know that beds were not correctly set up in the building plans, and that can cause that issue. So definitely worth checking there. I'm actually, I think in the next episode, because I don't believe I have it installed, but I think I'm gonna get ASAM maintenance software installed on this save, and I will show off that. So Pra, if you're watching, if you want to give me some tips on how I can quickly make use of that and show it off to people in a way that they can get a lot of use out of it. So ASAM maintenance software, for those of you guys who aren't familiar, is it's an add-on for some settlements by Pra, who has also his own add-on pack full of buildings, and it basically expands your access to tools to manage some settlements. Go through and find all the little flaws in building plans and find out what your people are doing. It's just like a really in-depth software, and I think we're going to make heavy use of it to make sure I have this place perfect before we call the layout final. And then once we do that, we'll put out another vote for the next settlement we build, because I like doing this. I think this is nice and calm, and it focuses on the mechanics of some settlements as opposed to a Conqueror, where we're doing a lot of fighting and killing and ignoring good design. As you guys saw in my main outpost in Red Rocket, I'm just spamming plots wherever I've got space and not really worried about the look of it. But this is nice. This feels good to have one settlement going where I'm worried about aesthetics and balance, and another where I'm just like, let's just get some troops rolling out so we can murder people. So nice balance. Some chaos and some creativity. All right, guys. That I think you guys know what I'm about to do here. We're basically calling this virtually done, other than the cleanup work here. Again, if any of you guys wants to participate and throw out your ideas for improvements or changes we can make from these builds, I am going to export this and upload still to the Building with Kinggath. I'm not completely giving up on that idea, because I did get some great ideas from some of you, and I don't want to close the door to that just because we didn't get participation every single week. So go grab that layout if you're interested in putting your own spin on this design.